I was in the Goodwill by my house the other day. I saw a #1 dad hat, and I was like, oh, that's cute. You know, it was a hat. It said #1 dad. Then I was like, man, somebody donated that. Yeah, somebody got rid of a #1 dad hat, dude. I don't know what happened. That can't be a fun story. You know? A family in my part of town had a #1 dad hat. And then they went, well, obviously we don't need this anymore. And they just sent it in. I think best case scenario, the dad died. That's the best. Want me to run through the others? I don't want to. I think he died #1.
They say on the dating apps, women can get up to 1,000 matches every month. Men might get 1, maybe 2. So women online are picky. Like, I want a guy who's between 32 years old and 33. I'm like, that's how picky you get to be, ladies? You should see my age range, 18 to 99. And some people go, do you think that's appropriate? I go, it doesn't go any older. I tried.
We got ourselves a brand new horror game that just dropped. It is called Subliminal, and we got freaking Mr. Smiley over here. So I have not seen anything. I've seen no gameplay, so I'm going into this game blind, and we're live streaming it tonight at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Click on here, save the time, save the date, lock in. We're streaming this tonight.
We lost the Indians. What's the Indians' new mascot? Does anybody know? The Guardians. Cleveland Guardians? Y'all know what a guardian is? A guy that says, be home by 10 p.m. and you go, shut up, you're not my real dad. Who are y'all playing? The Cincinnati Stepdads? Who are y'all playing? The Guardians? Nobody's scared of that. You know what I'm saying? No, if you ever watch baseball, they hit a home run, there's no one in the stadium. There's no one in there because no one cares about baseball. I'm saying spice it up, you know? The Rangers? No one's scared of the Rangers. You know what a Ranger is? The guy says, when you're done camping, throw away your trash. You're not scared of it. I'm just saying spice up the names. You know what I'm saying? If you were watching a baseball game tomorrow and you're like, tonight's rubber match is the Miami Cubans versus the Texas Border Patrol agents. Don't tell me you wouldn't watch the Virginia Vegans play the St. Louis Slaughterhouse employees.
My dad, he passed away, I think he was about 85, maybe 95, 150. I don't know. I'm not a bad son. Like me and my pops, like for birthdays, holidays, Christmas, we would do phone calls if we remembered, you know. And if we didn't, nobody got bent out of shape, you know. But 3 years ago for Christmas, my dad actually sent me a check for $100, which it's not a lot, but it's the thought that counts, right? So I call him that year. I'm like, hey, Pops, Merry Christmas. He goes, hey, Merry Christmas. I go, hey, I got the check. I appreciate it. You didn't need to do that. He goes, no, I hope you can use it. You think you can hold off about a week before you cash that? I'm kind of going through some right now. I'm like, yeah, it's kind of a weird Christmas gift, but all right. Calls me on New Year's that year. I'm like, hey, Pops, Happy New Year's. He goes, yeah, Happy New Year's. Really quick, you still got that check? I'm still moving a few things around here. I go, Dad, I can just get rid of the check. He's like, no, just call me before you do anything. Check with me first before you do anything. So I never cashed that check that year. I waited until September of that year, which is my dad's birthday, and then I sent him a birthday card with the check in it, tore up. And then he called me crying, going, oh my God, it's just what I wanted. How'd you know?
Rest in peace to the man, the myth, the legend. A man who didn't have a chin, but another fist under his beard. A man that while Jesus walked on water, he could swim underground. A man who got bit by a rattlesnake, and after 3 excruciating days later, the rattlesnake died. A man whom they tried to make a toilet paper out of, but it didn't work. Because Chuck Norris don't take crap from nobody. A man that when God said, let there be light, Chuck Norris said, yes please. A man that when children check under the bed, they check to see if there's a boogeyman. But when the boogeyman checks under his bed, he checks to see if there's Chuck Norris. A man who built a cabin right as he was born. A man who was so feared that even COVID-19 had to get a Chuck Norris vaccine. A man who only took 20 minutes to watch all of 60 Minutes. A man who doesn't negotiate with terrorists. In fact, the terrorists negotiate with Chuck Norris. A man that when he goes into hiding, even Waldo plays a game called Where's Chuck Norris? A man who uppercut a horse that we now call a giraffe. A man who doesn't do push-ups but earth downs. A man who considered the Grim Reaper as a promising rookie. A man who can only ever be considered the GOAT. Chuck Norris. Rest in peace, brother.
I hate TikTok. It's the most poisonous thing on earth right now. Because it's also, it's unreliable.
Right.
Like, I built an audience of, I think I'm at like 20 million followers, or like 19.7 or some. So, I mean, I was getting to a point where I was getting 1 million views an hour on there as soon as I posted a video. It was an explosion of exposure on there. And then little by little, it started to go away a little bit, which I'm like, that's fine. They're only something new and fancy for a little while. And then after about a year and a half went by, they just completely dropped off. I couldn't reach any of my followers for some reason. So I started hitting up TikTok, like, you know, they can find you a representative that works over there and everything. And they told me to my face on Zoom, they were like, yeah, we just don't push stand-up anymore. I was like, okay, so I have 20 million followers who want to see what I'm posting, and you won't let them see it. And they're like, yeah, we only push the trends that are current right now. And they said stand-up comedy was a trend on our platform, but you kind of helped spearhead it quite a bit. But they were like, it went on for much longer than it should have. Most trends only last like a month or two. And yeah, now we just don't push stand-up as a platform.
What am I doing with the 20 million followers that I got?
Yeah, so I said, how am I supposed to reach it? What do you suggest? They said, maybe just do the trends. Like, you know, if there's a new dance people are doing or whatever. Are you crazy? I'm not going to do that, man. Like, my stand-up is what got me this far.
Right.
Whether it be the crowd work clips or material from the special, whatever it may be. It's such a shame that I can't advise other comedians to, like, build an audience on social media, because eventually they're just going to shift the algorithm. You can't reach them anyway.
For anybody who's been wondering why I've been reposting a lot of my old content on all my social medias, that's why. Or at least part of the reason why. TikTok does not care. They're not going to push it. There may be videos that may do well once in a blue moon, whether it be an old comedy bit I did years ago or one I just created today. But clearly, from a stand-up comedian who's been very successful in the business, like Matt Rife, told him straight up, hey, we're not going to push comedy, stand-up comedy anymore. As somebody who has also built up a following of 8 million people on TikTok who want to see me do that, and then they're not going to push it on people's For You pages, it's not going to be irrelevant anymore, is like a stab to the heart. It really makes me not want to do social media anymore. This is my art. This is what I do for a living. This is what I've, like, in a sense, kind of put all my eggs into one basket. Like, I have been known as the guy with the crazy eyes, lip syncing over these stand-up bits. Don't get me wrong. I'm still going to post up comedy bits. I'm still going to make some new comedy bits when I can. A lot of my focus has been more shifted towards music oriented, because I am a DJ, pushing more towards doing stuff like that. And I've been building up this new page, this new brand called The Brothers Grimm that I've been doing with my brother, where we're in the process of actually producing music right now. But for the most part, we do a lot of emo music, a lot of emo nights all around where we live. If we can, like, fight back at this and share this, repost this, to say, no, we want to see stand-up comedy, something that's going to make me laugh instead of just make me think how terrible the world is today, or whatever it is that you guys are seeing on your For You page. For me, it's a lot of political stuff, and it's, like, very overwhelming. So if you guys could share this, I would appreciate that, and as a way to fight back at the TikTok algorithms and how they've been treating stand-up comedians like Matt Rife and comedy creators like myself. Would appreciate that, guys.
Dear God in heaven, it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful.
No words. No words.
You know what I really love when I'm hungry?
I don't know. Let's just check in the fridge.
How about only sauces?
I eat like a child. I mean, it's not good. He goes, let's go through, like, what you had for breakfast, or your whole day of eating. He goes, let's go through yesterday. And in my head, I'm like, well, yesterday's not a good day, you know. Let's pick another day. He goes, go through yesterday. I go, all right. I had donuts in the morning. And he goes, all right. Was it like they were just out or something? I go, no, I drove to it. I drove to it, and he's like, is it on your way? I go, no, I was late to where I was going because of it. He goes, what about late night snacking? And I was like, well, I had Sour Patch Kids last night. He goes, did you watch a movie? I go, no, just regular TV. And ate only, he's like, the little kid bag? I go, no, it was a bag. It was a bag of them. If you saw it without a label and someone said, hand me that bag, they wouldn't be confused on what you were asking.